Welcome to the Grain of Salt podcast. We're talking about Godzilla Singular Point, Episode 2. My name is Hank, and with me, as always, is Ben.
Yo. So, continues to be good.
This is good. I like this show. I'm stoked.
Dude, it flew by. I'm so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just absolutely tickled having an animated Godzilla. I'm like...
And Godzilla hasn't even shown up yet.
Well, yeah, maybe that's the key. Fast-paced, late Godzilla instead of immediate Godzilla.
There's
crawling.
There's intrigue.
There
They're
is.
building him up.
They really are, and they're succeeding. I'm intrigued.
So our big opening. We do get a monster battle at least this time.
Battle is a strong.
We get
word.
Rodan versus Jet Jaguar.
I liked watching that dumpy robot get destroyed. Just get absolutely fucked. Oh my god, he gets thrashed.
Yeah, the old man starts piling it, and he is just getting his ass kicked.
A lot of talk about this robot being like the savior of the universe or whatever, like protecting everybody.
Yeah,
Couldn't even fucking protect itself.
I mean, that's pretty accurate to Jet Jaguar in that movie he's in too. Like, he just gets his ass whooped.
Oh, hell yeah.
Until he like holds Megalon still so Godzilla can do the drop kick. It's like his shiny moment.
Hell yeah.
But I think Jet Jaguar is going to get better over the course of the series.
Yeah,
Suspicion.
I'm expecting an upgrade. Like, as soon as they were talking about,
I mean, they already did a kind of upgrade this episode.
Yeah, that's true. Like, they took him from Simon Says and dance functions to like an actual.
They had to reboot him in the middle of a fight, and then I guess turned him into an AI. Like, he's now like an actual robot.
It seems like like he was operating solo, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and his eyes were different.
Were they?
I didn't notice them being different, but I guess I assumed that they were because they really focused on them. Maybe it was just
his eyes are neat. I don't know.
They are. They're cool. Still kind of a dumpy design.
His arms are so fucking stupid.
It's just really wonky.
But I mean, the Rodan design is also pretty wonky.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess when he got full power, like, his eyes got brighter. Now
Maybe
that I'm looking at it.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Maybe.
They're doing a pretty okay job of at least like blending the 3D monsters into the world, which is nice. They don't seem to stand out too terribly compared to
there was a shot where I can't remember people's fucking names in the show. White-haired dude. Uni.
Yoon?
It's not unique to the show. I will watch a show. I've finished shows I loved and not remember the main character's name.
Me and books.
It's worse for me with anime in particular. And also because they don't say the characters' names that often sometimes. But like, he's like running away from Rodan, and it really looks like someone in like an old monster movie running in front of
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like a screen.
Yeah,
it's
like
inserted. It's like you've used new technology and you've somehow recreated the feel of old technology.
Yeah, so
I don't think that was intentional. That's just how it worked out.
Yeah. Rodan like suicide charges the ground. Or does he die in midair?
No, he flies. He so Jet Jaguar gets all powered up. He's like ready to go. Then Rodan is like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
Flies up and then like mysteriously dies in midair.
Okay.
He just like dropped just dead.
Yeah.
And then the next big thing is like Rodan starts showing up all over the place.
Just
fucking
corpses.
dead.
Yeah, just dead
like Rodan
Rodan
corpses everywhere.
on the beach.
Which is pretty fucking cool. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I'm also way more okay with that dopey Rodan design if they're just like thousands of them.
A billion of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also got, more importantly, we got like punk chick.
Yeah, we got another member of the team.
Yeah. She got hella piercings.
True.
I've actually
Pink hair.
Yeah. I've only so she has that that piercing where it's like a lip ring and then it's connected by a chain to an earring. I think it feels more common than it is. I can only think of like one other time I saw it, but it was in real life, so it was a lot weirder. And it was on a unattractive dude, so it took away from it. But it's one of those things that like I've known about for a long time, but I just never see, I guess. It made an impression on me apparently, but yeah, it's cool.
Look, she's got like 2 spike necklace or wrists. What are those called? Thing around your wrist.
Armbands, I guess. Wristbands. Spiky wristbands. Spike bands. Bracelets.
There's one that's small and one that's like bracelets. That's the word.
Holy shit. Oh,
that's the word.
We did it.
Got hella eyeshadow.
A lot of eyeshadow, yeah. Full raccoon.
Yeah.
I'm down, dude. Good addition to the team.
And then they cut back to that painting of the great sea beast with all the Rodans
like
coming up and
and dorky fish Godzilla.
Yeah.
Is it a whale?
Look, man, I love me a dorky Godzilla.
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla.
Those googly eyed.
The googly eyes, dude.
Yeah.
Do not underestimate the googly eyes.
Yeah.
But like, and the Red Sea is a thing.
Yeah.
And then we get like that dude, the dudes that went with like going to the basement to see the Godzilla skeleton, way more casually talking about that.
Dude, that
than
director. I know that.
Yeah.
It's so clear why the director is in that position. Like that guy heard someone jokingly say good employees don't ask questions and he fucking took it to heart. Like like, yeah, well, I don't mess with any of that stuff. Go have a look in the secret vault of shit that we have.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the last director told me about it, and it's there.
Look, we're here to monitor radio waves. I don't have time to deal with a giant dinosaur skeleton. Okay. Classic. I mean,
I don't know. I love like the mystery of like there is infrastructure, but like the anyone who knows about it is either old as hell, like that old guy who built Jet Jaguar, or dead and gone. So it's just like there's this red, like the fucking red light in the last
alarm.
episode. It's like it's there, but fucking nobody knows what it means.
Yeah. Like everybody's so chill about it. Like
it's like what? This is weird.
Ugh.
Although I will say, because they keep calling the Rodans just pterodactyls, like they're dinosaurs, and I'm like, now I just want a Godzilla with feathers, though. give me feathered dinosaurs. Come on, please. Be accurate.
Pretty topical
for
that dumbing of age strip today.
Mm-hmm.
Honk.
Dina knows.
Oh, it's such a good spelling of that too. Honk. Really hits. All
Our nerd girl has a good shirt. It's like the like blue
Which-
shirt, and then there's like a Pac-Man Godzilla on.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
it. That is good. That's a
Dude,
good logo.
I really dig this style of this anime. Like I just the art direction is very enjoyable. Also, I don't think the first episode had a theme with it. At least on
No,
the
this is the
Paulia.
first episode. Well,
The
it
theme
might have
was-
been in there. It didn't play it. Like this is we get the opening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was dope. That was a sick opening. I was all about it. That like weird dimension.
It was
color
energetic.
shift. Yeah, it was like the perfect level of. It hit nice.
So, you wouldn't have seen this, but on Twitter, I just asked a question: do all good anime have people eating in them? And then and it was like, anyway, Godzilla Singular Point is good, and I took the frame from the opening of them all eating noodles, ramen.
Hell yeah.
Just like the correct answer to that question may just be all anime have people eating, but you know,
That's true.
I do enjoy that this show is like takes time for have one of the characters making dinner. I don't know. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
I gotta eat, dude.
I mean, that and her being like, yo, can we just whip this up? And AI is like, I mean, it takes a year. Can I replace this
Yeah,
ingredient
she's
with
like-
ketchup?
No.
Well, what if we do this? Like, she's going into all this, like, chemistry bullshit that she, like, overboils stuff anyway. It's great.
Yeah.
What a good offset.
Yeah, man, that stuff was funny. The AI, although the AI like publishing her paper for her, like just taking her notes and compiling it into a published essay doesn't feel great. It's like, this is hell. I guess this is. I don't know about this. A little invasive.
No, she gave permission. I mean, well, okay. She gave permission, but also the idea, the concept and argument for doing so was presented in a very biased manner. So, I'm just happy that there's I thought, I don't know, the anime did not give the impression that the cutesy AI character was going to be an issue, but I'm glad that it's not. Like, I thought maybe they would go overboard and it'd be like solid comic relief, like too much, but it's perfect. It's perfect. It's enjoyable without being like overbearing. It's not a Persona comic relief character, you know?
How dare you?
I was gonna say just Teddy, but then I was like, fuck that cat also.
I mean, that cat is not that comedic.
I mean, that's kind of the problem.
Honestly. It's just constantly telling you to go to sleep.
And simping for Anne. Two activities.
More
Lady-
horny than
Lady Anne.
jokey. Although Teddy was also very horny.
Yeah, the problem was Teddy was horny for Nanako, which was not cool.
No, he wasn't.
Some of those voice lines were rough.
Look, you don't have time to get into it. I mean, we have plenty of time, but I don't want to. It's the
Yeah, we could circle back. Fuck Teddy. Moving
So
on.
yeah, Jet Jaguar's all fucked up, and they're like, "But we have to build this other shit." And then they're like, "Nah, we got
Graham said,
contracts to-
fuck the clients.
yeah, pretty much. Gotta
that
build
r-
Jet Jaguar. He's too important."
Get that robot working. Did you see how instrumental he was in Rodan dying suddenly in midair? We need to get him back.
Yeah, and they figure out this radio wave signal that's
Yeah.
underneath the like Rodan noises. That's so they have a way now to draw in Rodan, which is like they put it on their little scooter car thing. But yeah, that's not getting rid of monsters. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
You can bring monsters to a place. Cool. That's something though. They're doing stuff. They're working on it.
Yeah. Science girl gets an immediate hit on her AI's paper about what was it about? It was like the interdimensional time creatures or something. Wacky shit.
Yeah, I don't even fucking remember.
I should remember because I literally watched it like 30 seconds ago. But like 30 seconds before starting this podcast. But yeah, she gets a hit from a professor who's like trying to find a particle, I guess. A fantasy quantum
Professor Lee.
Dimension particle. Yeah.
And then also like the director and his dude are like going through old files and they're looking at microfish.
Yeah.
And they find I think it's that same
Well, they
dude.
find the first director, but then the guy contacts someone, his sister maybe? Someone who's related to the organization that Professor Lee is working with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also,
there's that image of the guy who like built this shit and his eyes are so fucking wild.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's
he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
It's a picture in front of like these jellyfish and his eyes are bugged.
Professor Lee giving off strong JoJo vibes. Just that color palette for her outfit and everything. Maybe her lipstick. I don't know. I'm just like, this looks like she's already like halfway to doing a JoJo pose. Just let her do a JoJo pose and like give me the catharsis I need.
No, it's not gonna happen.
You say that, but it might.
Old dude checks himself out of the hospital. He's got like a broken arm and a broken leg.
Yeah, there's not a scratch on me. And they're like, yeah, he broke some bones. It was so good.
And then we get some fishermen out at sea, and like the sea is fucking red, and Rodan start like pouring out of the water. It's like so many. Rodan.
Yeah, one hops out, and then it like pans out, and there's like fucking thousands. Too many Rodans for a single dumpy jaguar to handle. Yeah.
What's where the episode ends? It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm so used to. It's been so long since I've last like had to watch something by like the week as it rolls out. Oh,
we were watching something when it was coming out.
I suppose the last thing would have been Mandalorian season 1, because season 2 I didn't keep up with in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what it even would have been before that. Like Mandalorian season 1 and like Life is Strange, like going that far back. I just don't take in shit. It like, and the way that stuff is I guess published now, right? Like Netflix is generally just dropping seasons, so just take in 20 episodes at once or something. But it's pretty nice. Like there's that part of me that wants to just watch everything all at once, but it gets you hyped. I'm down. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. There's a different cadence you need from, I would say, also. Like this show has been really good about giving you a little taste. I'm like, oh, I gotta see next week's.
Yeah.
And that experience doesn't always result in things that like stick with me, and that doesn't always, I don't know. So, I don't know. there's a different cadence also to things that are really good for binging and just watching all at once also.
Yeah.
So, we'll
Oh
see.
yeah. Well, I mean that's where something when you watch like 5 years of TV in a weekend or something, and like, yeah, there's problems with this show.
Yeah. Yeah, like stuff that's obviously anything that's like old American TV that's all formulaic episodes that was never intended to be binged.
Yeah, yeah,
That is a particular mood. That is
yeah.
a I'm melting on this couch. I'm
make
turning
it
into a puddle.
make it through like 3 seasons out of 12, and you're like, well, can I skip any of this? Just skip to the finale.
Yeah. I don't. My thing I'm thinking about more though is WandaVision, which I completely enjoyed, but am like totally done with now that it's over. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that like it was okay, but but as a thing I was watching week to week, it was very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't kept up. I haven't kept up with any of that. Like WandaVision, I didn't keep up in that I watched it, but I knew what it was. I People talk about Winter Soldier. I thought that was a film. Apparently, it's like Falcon in the Winter Falcon in the Winter
Falcon.
Soldier. That's what it is.
Yes.
It just hit me.
It's Burden Soldier, Burden Dude.
Oh, okay. That sounds infinitely cooler than it probably is. I feel like I would be disappointed. Some How to Kill a Mockingbird bullshit.
Look, the important thing about Marvel's TV is that it's all Mark Grunwald shit. It's like I think like both of these shows are really pulling from specifically Mark Grunwald comics, which is just funny to me.
I don't know who that is. Should I know who
He's
that
a
is?
writer.
Wait,
He
do
wrote
I know?
Captain America for a very long time,
Hmm.
and he was Marvel's editor, I think. too.
Has he written anything I've read on the podcast?
No,
Okay.
but he wrote Cap Wolf. That's the story where Captain America becomes a werewolf, and also Cable and Wolverine show up.
Also
it's the 90s.
sounds like better than than thing that's on
Captain
TV.
America gives a inspiring speech as a werewolf to werewolves.
That's you know. What year
It's
was
perfect.
this?
The 90s. I don't remember what year
Oh,
Cap Wolf was.
okay.
Earlier 90s also.
Well,
I'd
it
say.
sounds like they missed a chance to bring that shit back during Twilight's peak. Yeah, the only thing I have seen some Captain America art. I've been diving headfirst into like old school fantasy artists, and there's a very strong overlap of like,
Cap Wolf was 92.
okay. Yeah, there's a very strong overlap of
Captain America number 405.
so many Captain Americas.
Legacy numbering, baby.
Ugh. Yeah, a lot of fantasy like novel illustrators, and then like it turns out they just illustrated a shitload of comics as well, or like magic
Ben,
artists.
would you rather? Yeah. I have a question for you though,
Yeah.
real quick.
No.
Would you
boy.
rather the comics were like all like Captain America number 1205, or that there were just a million number ones? Which would you actually prefer? Personally,
What was the first option again?
that like they just kept increasing the number forever,
Mm-hmm.
and the second option is they just start new number one solo. But like because it's so many, you're into like the thousands.
Fuck. I like. Kind of, I wish they would just keep upping the number for literally any, like that applies to like any series. Like even across like take Star Wars for example.
Even
Like
if like the writers have changed and like
yeah, absolutely. Because because part of the problem, like for Star Wars, right? You have Star Wars mainline, which is fine, and then you have Star Wars Darth Vader. These are two clearly distinguishable things. Now you have Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, but that doesn't always get mentioned in its entirety or something like that. Or there's like a Darth, when you start getting into stuff that's kind of similar and it's
okay,
running the same.
what if though? What if there are still multiple Darth Vader series? There's just always one that is increasing, but sometimes they'll run two at once, and that other one also exists. It has its own
So it'd be
numbering.
like, alternating, like one. So like for, I don't know, we'll say
Yeah,
for
like every once in a while,
for
there'll
like
be like
for like 52 issues, we're alternating between each one of these being an issue up.
yeah, like for like 2 years or whatever, there were two Darth Vader books coming out every month, and then they
I
canceled one of them, and it just kept going with the other.
that makes it. I think it makes it more infuriating for many people to deal with. I would still prefer that. Because my reasoning is because the way that I've been like having to find comics and shit, if I can
Yeah.
know 4,000% that Darth Vader issues like 233, 235, 237, and 239 are what I need, I would actually prefer that so much to someone saying like, yeah, you want like the first 5 issues of Darth Vader 2017 by this artist and this writer, not the Darth Vader 2016 by that same writer but a different artist. Like I'm not used to diving through that world, Like it's still very it's easily the hardest part for me. Like I literally, when we did any of our Star Wars stuff, even though I was the one like bringing some of it to the table, I would have to have like Wikipedia open with like the issues, because then you have volumes, which is its own goddamn nightmare. Either just publish the volumes only to begin with, or just don't do them. It stresses me out.
Yeah, well, the problem is that shit is made for a market of the people who are buying it as it's coming out.
Yeah.
Like all that numbering makes sense if you're going to the comic shop every week.
Oh yeah.
And then when you're trying to sift through it later, it's a nightmare.
Ugh. I can't.
But
It's
I
so
will
frustrating.
say, so for Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man title will come out every week, generally. And like in the 90s, there would be like 4 different Spider-Man titles, and then they would also cross over. So like you would have like a story that crossed over between these 3 different Spider-Man titles, and the art and writer would change between each issue.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a nightmare. In the 2000s, they did a thing where they just ran Amazing Spider-Man every week, and they had like a rotating group. So like every story would stay consistent with artist and writer, but it would be like an issue or 2 issues or 4 issues or something, and then they would hand it off to another writer and artist, and that I actually preferred. That was better, just because I like the consistency of like this story is by this creative team, and then that story's over and we move on to the next one. That worked better.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
But you have to have the right editor for that to work.
I
The editor becomes super important.
there's definitely like I think maybe because there's some of it was with the Star Wars stuff we did, and that was kind of, I mean, it was fine because like the crossover stuff, it was kind of fine because like especially for the volumes that I was buying, like it was just included. Like I was reading it all anyway, so it was fine, Like, oh yeah, this is from the Darth Vader thing that I literally just read without knowing that it was connected, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now with Godzilla comics and Star Wars comics too, like titles that go between publishers. Like, you would never have consistent numbering between like the Dark Horse Star Wars comics and the Marvel Star Wars comics, or the Marvel Godzilla and Dark Horse
That's
Godzilla.
in my fantasy world, you do. Someone says, okay.
Dark Horse just puts out our first Dark Horse issue of Godzilla. Godzilla number 55.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. There's a, I don't know, all comic creators and publishers have to default to a white tower of issue numbering for any. Oh, this is Captain America? Okay, cool. You got to stick with the Captain America issue numbering. Thank you. Oh, this is
the most hilarious thing that DC and Marvel will do though is like you're up to like issue 27 of this run, and then the next issue is like issue 1000 or whatever. like then they'll go back to legacy numbering because it's like an important like milestone number or something. Then like it'll go 1001 or whatever after that.
Yeah. It's too much.
Or like an issue 0 will come out, and that comes after issue 7,
dude,
in the story.
When we were doing Spider-Gwen, and then there's like, that fucked with me so hard trying to figure out what was what, because there's the issue 0, and then there was like issue 1.
Well, because that was like Edge of Spider-Verse issue 2 or something. Was the first appearance of her, which was just a mini series of one shots about different characters showing up in Spider-Verse. So that's like the first appearance of that character or whatever. And then they decide like that character is incredibly popular. Like that comic book sold out super fast. Like I couldn't find a copy. I was buying comic books then. And then they did like a mini series, and then that took off. Then they just did another series or whatever, and then they changed the writer, so they started another series.
Yeah,
and sometimes they just rebrand because they want to rebrand. Like they just want branding, and that's the most annoying because like the creative team hasn't changed at all, but it's just a legal. It's like a line-wide rebrand, so we got to rebrand it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what my preferred... Like, let's say we have a... I don't know. Hulk and another character I care about. Doing their own... we're on our Fantasyland numbering system. Hulk is in, like, 2000-something. Other characters in like 3,000 or whatever. Then they have a crossover bit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what I would prefer. Does that get its own? Does Hulk and this character get its own lineage, or do you just like give it 2 numbers? Is Hulk issue this, or is it character issue that?
So if you want to really be infuriated, there was a crossover event that ran in Venom. There was a crossover between Venom, X-23, Red Hulk, and Ghost Rider. And that ran as like issues 21.1 to 21.5 in Venom.
Yeah, the decimal point numbering I'm open to, but running that shit in like as a sub thing of that's too much. Oh my god. Gross.
And it was only Venom. It had all those characters, but it was running the Venom title.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good at all. But yeah, I've definitely, well, because some of the stuff that we've just read for the podcast is like, oh, I sure hope you're going. I think you're really gonna like the accumulation of, you know, the last 80 issues of this cool crossover shit we've been doing. I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, well.
So it goes. Godzilla's pretty good.
I'm stoked for Godzilla comics, dude. I haven't started them yet because, as I said, balls deep in Isaac.
Yeah, I've been balls deep in Magic, so.
Hell
so
yeah.
Not.
I am pumped. I got it all organized. I got
That
it.
I haven't done.
Yeah. Did up that. I don't even know if it doesn't seem like any of it is related. Like any of the series are related outside of their own little thing. I don't know. I got it sorted by year and volume, so we're good.
Gotcha. Godzilla comics not that interested in characters.
Which is
Really.
You know.
We're interested in seeing Godzilla.
Which is great.
Like those IDW ones look pretty good because there are a bunch of those that just don't have any dialogue in them at all.
Yeah, dude.
Like, nope, give up on that. Godzilla in hell. There's nobody talking in that one,
Just an absolute.
as far as I can tell.
I can only imagine like the hiring process for that. It's like, what would your human characters be like if you were to write a Godzilla comic for us? Person like says, well, I would have them do this, this, and this. They're like, you're off the project. Someone else comes in, they're like, what would you have the humans do? The guy's like, why the hell am I doing humans in a Godzilla comic? They're like, you're hired. You're it.
I mean, at that point, I don't know that. I think the artist can write it. I don't. I don't know that you need a writer and an artist, maybe.
Oh,
you need the writer's.
Gotcha.
Or you need the writer's vision for the artist to execute. I don't know.
I feel like in some cases, yes. I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm sure there are people out there who are like, I'm really fucking good at drawing, and I am dumb as a rock when it comes to anything.
So can't remember if I've told you what Marvel style is, which is how early Marvel comics were done. I'm sure I have.
I think
it
sounds familiar.
The artist just draws the comic, and then the writer comes in and adds it's what Stan Lee would do.
Okay, yeah.
Like the artist would draw the thing, and like there are different ways to do it, where like you're collaborating more on the story or not, and then there are ways to do it where just the artist does whatever the fuck they want, and then the writer fills in. I really think only happened in early Marvel. Like there are more recent examples of Marvel style, but I'm pretty sure they talk about like the loose plotting at least.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild. Like for Godzilla, sure. Like if you're even remotely a fan of Godzilla, it'd probably be pretty easy to come up with an image only like fight, I guess. But
you're just like dropping splash pages.
But like dealing with actual characters and shit.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It sounds wild.
Can you hear that? Is that coming through the microphone?
I don't hear it.
Okay, that's cool. Upstairs neighbors are, well, normally they're screaming at each other. Today they are, well, possibly still screaming, but it sounds like they're in the throes of romance. So that's cool.
Little hate fuck.
Maybe, yeah. Great. Anyway.
Oh, so the last thing with this Godzilla episode was the ending. We get our ending credits thing. Did you watch that?
There was an ending credits thing?
It's just like the ending song or whatever.
Oh, yes. I skimmed through and it seemed like there was some interesting tidbits, but I did not watch the whole thing
Yeah.
fully, admittedly.
Yeah, it's like just, but like the interesting thing about it to me is just the monsters that appear in that are much more traditional Godzilla designs.
Okay. Yeah, I
Like
didn't notice that.
they're not the monsters that show up in that are not using like the look of this show. I think they're way more traditional looks
Okay.
for the monsters,
Interesting.
which I just thought was interesting.
Yeah, I'll go back and take a peek at it. I did not notice that at all. Yeah. I'm
Also, it like reverses the Godzilla logo, so like there's like a window and it says a Liz dog. I just thought was funny. But yeah, I'm intrigued by the series. I'm excited for more.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped. I'm really glad that there's a way for us to watch it instead of having to wait.
Yeah, shout out to Moyai subs for fan subbing this.
Hell yeah.
You can find us Salt Circle Podcast or email us saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Find us Salt Circle Pod on Twitter, Google, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. You're listening to this. You found the podcast somewhere.
That's not necessarily true. No, people, you like you're on the metro, and
And
like
someone's just playing a podcast.
you're using your Bluetooth speaker, and you're just bumping it, and someone across the train is like, "Shit, that sounds cool as hell. Where can I find this?" Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at Comic Panels. And Ben is
You can't
incognito.
find me, guy on Metro. That's not true. They
It's
probably
a
could.
mystery.
You know what?
Mysterious Ben.
I don't think they could find me. Maybe on old
I
stuff.
have a link to the
that's still-
Discord in the show notes, so they could find you that way.
Do they know my username there?
No.
There you go. I could be anyone.
There's someone just shows up going, Ben,
I need
where
Ben.
are you?
Then
Are you Ben?
and then I descend from my throne of fuck me. I can't. You know what? I know the word that I want to say, but I don't know that I can say it right on the first try. Fuck me. Anonymity. Anonymity. There it is. Holy fuck! I was taking
anonymity.
anonymity. I was taking the wrong approach to that start. Thank you. I descend from my throne of anonymity. That didn't feel right.
Anonymity.
That didn't feel right. Whatever. I descend, and I say, "Yes, hello. I am Ben." And they just say, "Fuck you," and they leave the Discord.
Hell yeah. Power move. Peace.